That word already has another meaning, right?
AFA Streaming offers free and subscription video content. Titles like By Design, The God Who Speaks, and Asbury Revival, Desperate for More. You'll also find video versions of AFR programs. Visit afa.net and click on Streaming. It's First Time Caller Day on Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840.
It is first-time callers, so start lining up, folks. If you've never been on the show with us, today could be your day.
So first-time callers only today. Now we're going to ask 3 questions each.
The quack of a duck does not produce an echo. Is that true or false?
That falls under the category of it's just wrong.
Yes. And welcome to Trivia Friday. Ed Vitagliano sitting in for Tim Wildman this week. And I am, listen, JJ Jasper is out. I am joined here by one kind of a veteran.
I'm waiting for the description.
One kind of veteran here of Trivia Friday, Bert Harper. Good morning, Bert.
Good morning, Ed. Good to be with you.
But pretty much a rookie, Jonathan Coker. Who really is in charge of American Family Radio. But so, folks, direct your complaints to Jonathan Coker. But Jonathan is good morning, Jonathan.
Morning.
Jonathan's not really – he doesn't like being an out front kind of guy. He likes operating in the background.
Yes, sir.
There. And so we just had – Tim was out this week. JJ is out. Kendra couldn't be on. So we knew Bert was going to be – sliding in, and so Jonathan just gets thrown into the meat grinder when that happens.
The bottom of the barrel.
That's not the way we look at it. That's not the way we look at it.
The cream rises to the top.
Yes, that's the way to look at
it.
That's the way. All right, folks. It is first-time callers here on Trivia Friday, which means if you, as the man said at the top of the show, if you have tried to get on, or not tried, but never been on the air with us for Trivia Friday, we invite you to call. If you have been on, you just got to wait a week is what we're saying. So first-time callers, the number to call if you want to get on the program with us, 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840 is the number to call. If you want to get on the program with us for first-time callers only, you do need to be 11 years old or older to get on with us. Now, folks, you know, if you've been listening for a long time, we 3 will each ask 3 questions. Jonathan, quickly, how many is that total?
1, 2, 3, 9.
9 questions total. One of them is kind of special. This is coming from Special Ed, okay? So
you recognize them.
Yes, that's right. So one of them special, Brother Bert. What's special about it?
Okay, one of these is a mystery question, as we call it. And if you answer this question correctly, you'll hear this sound. The beloved cowbell. For some of us, it is more beloved than others. I have found that out. And if you are the one, you stay on the line. Don't drop too quickly. We will get your address and send you this mug, AFR mug, hot or cold.
Travel mug, yes.
Travel mug. And so I'm not going to balance it on my head.
Like Tim does.
Yeah, but I can tumble it.
Yes,
know?
you can tumble it.
And it is a good-looking
stainless steel.
Yeah, stainless steel.
It's good.
Yep.
I think it comes with 2 different types of lids.
Yeah.
So now, folks, some of you're saying it sounds like you're talking to people who can see you. Some of you can. There are ways to watch the live video stream of this program. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what those are. One of them is on Facebook. You search for Today's Issues. That's normally the name of this program. You can go to YouTube and search for Today's Issues Live. You can go to our own streaming platform, stream.afa.net, or you can go to X, formerly known as Twitter, and search for American Family Radio. And you can watch the live video stream of this program and see the kind of hijinks. You can see what we're wearing. You can see it. Jonathan's the younger one here on the group. You can see his handsome face. Bert and I don't
Hey,
know, Bert,
we're
that we
here.
were ever handsome, even in our younger days. But
Hey, you know what? I was voted cutest in high school, and I tell folks this is what happens to cutest.
when you're in the
When
pastorate.
yeah, that's right. Oh, me. Double time. That's right.
All right. Excuse me. I think we're ready
Okay.
to do our questions. So, Brother Bert, as the senior member of the staff here, we'll go with you. I'll come next, and then Jonathan,
Okay.
you will give your 3 questions. And so, start us off.
I'll have a Bible question. How many years did it take for Solomon to build the temple? How many years
Great
did
question.
it take for Solomon to build the temple?
I don't know the answer to that.
The Andy Griffith show.
Yes, you always have one.
I have one. I was on one time and did not have it, and I got a lot of complaints.
Oh, absolutely.
So I did.
I don't,
Now, this is a little harder than usual. On the Andy Griffith show, what was one of Floyd the barber's son's name? It's mentioned just two shows, one son in one show, another son in another show.
I didn't even know he
what
had
was
sons
one of
either.
their names? I know this is a little deeper than usual.
People
but
can look
they
these things
can look
up.
this
We
up.
Encourage research.
Educated, is that
Yes,
what y'all call it?
That's what Tim does.
And then I have a science question, and this is coming from my grandson, Caleb. As I told you, we spent some 3 days with our grandsons, you
Yeah.
know, and he's a little scientist. And I hope this question is answered quickly so I do not have to repeat this name. Here it is. Mortuus sequius phobia is the fear of what? Mortuus sequius phobia is the fear of what?
Wow.
Don't you want them to answer that quickly so you don't have to
I don't know.
hear me?
I might be afraid of it. I have no idea. I have
Listen.
no idea what that's a fear of.
It is. I went to the news department. They're supposed to be able to enunciate. They laughed, and they had to get online, you know, how to
Yeah.
repeat it to
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah,
So,
the pronunciation.
yes, that's exactly right. Those are my 3 questions.
All right, here are my 3. Number 1. Track and field star Jesse Owens stunned the world by winning 4 gold medals at the Olympics in Berlin, Germany. What year was that? Track and field star Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals at the Olympics in Berlin, Germany. What year was that? Second question. Now, this one's a hard one. If Tim was here, he would mock it.
I'm in
What-
this chair.
Yes, you're in his chair. So, folks, you may have to look some questions up, look up the answers. We encourage that kind of research. Here's the question. What was Walt Disney's original name for the character who became known as Mickey Mouse? What
If I
was
were in the congregation. I know.
Oh, you know it. Okay, good. What was Walt Disney's original name for the character who became known as Mickey Mouse? And a true-false question. The skin of polar bears is actually black. Is that true or false? The skin of polar bears is actually black. Is that true or false? All right, Jonathan,
All right.
you're up. Do not embarrass your family.
No pressure. All right, here we go. Question 1 is a Bible question. What was Paul and Silas's response to the jailer who asked them, "What must I do to be saved?" What was Paul and Silas's response to the jailer who asked them, "What must I do to be saved?" And I'll give you a small hint. That's in the book of Acts. I'll at least give you that much.
Okay.
All right. Second question. So most everybody here that works here knows that I'm a huge Western fan,
Yes.
Western movie fan, and also just the Old West history in general. So my next 2 questions relate to that. So question 2, who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
I know the answer to that.
Who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Third question, Robert Leroy Parker and Harry A. Longball were 2 train robbers in the late 1800s. What was their famous nicknames?
Ooh.
Robert Leroy Parker and Harry A. Longball were train robbers in the late 1800s. What was their famous nickname?
Wow, great questions.
Amen.
All right, let's start us off here.
Okay.
Bert.
Our first caller of the day is from Kansas, and it's Jim. Jim, thank you for calling.
Hey,
Be sure and turn your radio off, Jim.
Yeah, you
all right. So
It'll give you some feedback otherwise.
Yeah.
Jim.
All right.
Well, hey, welcome to the program, Jim. Where do you live in Kansas?
Baldwin City.
Baldwin City. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask, answer, or do both?
Well, I wanted to do both, but I'm so nervous I can't remember. But I gotta.
Don't
I'll
worry, I am too.
give you a question first.
Okay.
Where's your beloved cowbell originally from?
Is the cowbell originally from? You mean who
Yes.
invented the cowbell? You mean?
Yeah, and where did it originate from? Like America or?
Okay. Guys, we're going to talk amongst ourselves, Jim. So don't say yes or no yet.
The first time I ever saw it was on a cow.
Yeah.
I got that even before Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Cowbell.
I want to say it's not in America. Now I don't know
Makes
where.
sense that it could be in the highlands like Switzerland.
That's what I was thinking.
Because of the distance they
Yeah.
would wander. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they would wear it, and you could.
Yeah.
The shepherds or whatever could hear like sheep.
Yeah.
Wander, so
they'd do that for cows as well.
Yeah.
all right,
I'm good with that.
we're going to go with you said Switzerland.
Yeah.
We're going to go with Switzerland and
Yeah.
sheep.
Yeah, it was originally for goats, and it was Germany.
Germany,
Not
All right.
far. Neighbor.
not far. Way to go, Bert.
Yeah,
man.
hey.
Way to start us off here.
Well, Jim, great
All right.
question. Now, which one you want to ask? Or answer,
I'm gonna-
excuse me.
I want to try and answer the Mickey Mouse question.
All right, here's the question, Jim. What was Walt Disney's original name for the character who became known as Mickey Mouse?
Was it Steamboat Willie?
Okay. No, all right. Now, that actually came after this. Okay, Steamboat Willie, I think, was the name of the animated feature where Mickey Mouse first appeared.
Mhm.
But before that, the character had another name. But that's an excellent try.
Thank you so
All right.
much, Jim. Hey, listen, his wife is the one that told him that name was not good. He needed to come up with another name for Mickey Mouse.
And that's
Yeah,
where Mickey
that's
Mouse
where
came
Mickey
out. Yeah.
came from. Sure
Right.
is. Okay, Jim, thank you so much. Let's go to Iowa. Diane, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, good
What
morning,
part of
Diane.
Iowa are you from, Diane?
Durant, Iowa.
Okay.
Durant.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Well, do you want to answer, ask, or both?
Both.
Okay. Do you want to answer first?
Yeah.
And which
Yes.
one?
Jesse Owens.
All right, here's the question. Track and field star Jesse Owens stunned the world by winning 4 gold medals at the Olympics in Berlin, Germany. What year was that, Diane?
1936.
1936.
Yes.
Way to go. Excellent. Now, do you have to look that up? You just remembered it or what?
We just saw a movie it was in the movie.
Oh, what was the movie you saw?
Well, that's my question for you.
Okay. What movie you saw?
No.
Steamboat Willie.
I'm sorry, Diane. Go ahead. What's your question?
What other team in 1936 also won a gold medal?
Okay, you're talking about an American team?
Yes.
Okay, it was the rowing team, whatever you call the 8-man rowing team.
8-man rowing.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it right.
Way to
Hey, now
go,
what was the
Ed.
name of the movie you saw? I think I saw the same thing. The Boys in the Boat.
Yeah, the boys in the boat.
I saw that too.
I watched it.
I
It
did
was-
as well.
it was
Man,
very
that was
good.
amazing.
I had no idea that had happened. That rowing team. It was a junior rowing team for University of Washington, I think
right.
it was. And man, these young men, a fair number of them, joined the rowing team because it was during the Great Depression, and they were hungry. They had hardly anything to eat, nowhere to stay, so they kind of were in a dormitory setting and got 3 square meals. Did you like the movie, Diane?
Yeah, it was a good story.
Yeah,
Very
it
good.
was very good, and it's strange. We all
I,
three
I
of us
saw
watched-
that. My wife she can pick out good ones.
Yeah.
You
can't.
I'll do the Western.
I was fixing to say I'm always watching.
You'll pick the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And Jan will pick something uplifting.
That's right. She does. She does that. Diane, thank you for calling.
Yeah. What's your what? Oh, that was your question for us.
Yeah.
That
She answered 1936, and Hitler was in the crowd part of that time too, if I remember it right.
That's right. He was.
Rub his nose in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they say. Thank you, Diane. Okay, we got time. Let's go to Louisiana, and it's Robert. Thank you, Robert, for calling.
Thank you.
I've got to ask, what part of Louisiana are you from? North, central, or south?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, do you want to answer or ask or both?
I want to ask.
Oh, man. Okay.
He's ready.
Robert, you sound ready. Did you look this question up, or is it something you already knew?
I thought about it. It's a Bible translation question or translator's question for you.
Oh, man. Okay. And Alex McFarland is not a guest on this program
so
now.
You can't pitch it to him.
I can pitch it and say, Alex, what do you think? Okay, Robert, go right ahead.
Okay. Which three translators helped to translate the 1537 Matthew's Bible? That's question one. Question number two, which one of them was also translated two Bibles of his own, plus the Great Bible, plus the Book of Common Prayer for the Anglicans? And the third question, which Canadian author is a modern author? She's produced the 1537 Matthew's Bible in modern English called the October Testament. What is her name? She's a Canadian.
Okay, which one of those questions you want us to answer?
All of them.
All right.
Hey, Robert.
Robert, listen, I'm just going to talk to my comrades here for just a second. Guys, I can't answer any of those.
Do we get a call, a free call somewhere? You know,
gonna ask Alex?
Yeah.
A lifeline?
Yeah, need a lifeline here. Robert, you're going to be the lifeline. And go right ahead and let us know because we have no earthly idea.
Okay, the first three translators were William Tyndale, John Rogers, and Miles Coverdale. And Miles Coverdale did all the things on part two. And the woman is Ruth Magnuson Davis.
Okay.
And she's an expert in that area of biblical
Well,
knowledge.
Tyndale, I had an idea. He might be one, but the others I had no doubt.
I didn't know 1537.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's something. Hey, Robert, thank you for calling in, and have a blessed day. Okay, brother? Okay, let's go to the great state of Texas and talk to Stacy. Stacy, thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Texas is pretty big.
Pretty big.
Where could we
Yes.
find you, Stacy?
Borger.
What?
You know
Borger.
where Borger is.
Yeah.
Border.
Borger. Yes, sir.
That's the
Borger.
Panhandle, isn't
Okay.
it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I recognize
About
that
an hour
name.
from Amarillo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, would you want to ask, answer, or do both, Stacy?
I want to do both, please.
All right. Which one you want to try to answer?
I'm going to do the Mickey Mouse.
All right.
And I was shocked because just like him, I thought it was Steamboat Willie.
Okay. So, what was Walt Disney's original name for the character who became known as Mickey Mouse?
Mortimer.
Mortimer Mouse. And I have to agree with Walt Disney's wife. Mortimer Mouse just is not the same as Mickey Mouse.
That teaches you. Listen
No,
to
not
your
a good
wife.
choice.
Right?
No.
Listen to your
Listen
wife.
to your wife. That's right.
Okay. Stacy?
Now, how did you know
Yeah.
that? Did you have to look that up, or did you know it?
I had to look it up because I just thought it was Steamboat Willie also. But then when he got it wrong, I was like, oh, man, he took my answer. And then I was like, oh, nope, he's wrong. I got to look this up.
We can learn from others' mistakes.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
Absolutely.
what this is about, right?
That's right.
Learning.
I know it. Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I had a friend that gave me the challenge of switching to K-Love for the 30 days, and I switched and absolutely loved K-Love. Well, then I got tired of the music, and I found you all, and I would challenge anyone to switch. It will bless your life, and it has blessed mine.
Wow.
Wow. Stacy, thank you for
Stacey.
that.
I want you to know that's a real encouragement to us because
Absolutely.
we don't always.
I don't even turn on the TV. I don't even like turning on the TV. There's nothing on there for me, but this has just been so good for my soul.
Yeah,
Amen.
Wow.
thank you for that.
Stacy, speaking from me on exploring the Word, this is what we want to do. Yes, the political is important as it can be, but the eternal is the eternal. Now, people say, you can't mix those two. Well, listen, I know we can. I do it all the time. You know, the eternal matters makes this is this exploring the Word of Trivia Friday?
Come on,
Yeah,
brother.
go ahead.
Come
That's
on.
all right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, having eternity in mind makes me want to do what is right now. And to help others do it. So, Stacy,
Amen.
you've found the right station. Thank you so much.
I listened to it in my car. I listened to it at work before I retired. I listened to it when I'm outside pulling weeds and tending to my chickens. I absolutely love your channel. Jenna Ellis, I can't name all my, Abraham Hamilton, your trivia, Alex McFarland. I listen to all of it every day, all day
Wow,
long.
you listen
stays on my phone.
You listen wall to wall, don't you?
Are you recording
sir, I
this,
do.
Brent? We might need Stacy on. Thank you, Stacy. We appreciate. Hey, it's listeners like you that pray for us.
That's right.
Listen,
Amen.
tell others.
That's right.
Some give, and we thank God for it.
Yeah.
That's what it.
Yeah.
Hey, Stacy, do you have a question for us?
Yes, sir, I do. There are 16 human foods that dogs love, and I was just going to see if you could maybe name 5.
5 human foods that dogs love. So these are obviously foods that they can tolerate and aren't dangerous to them.
I bet I can get
Yes,
two
sir.
quick.
Yes.
I didn't. By the way,
Hamburgers, hot dogs.
I didn't know that dogs aren't supposed to eat like chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Until my daughter
Oh,
told me
no.
because she's a vet tech. And all right, so 5. We got to come up with 5 foods. All right, so don't, Stacy. We're gonna come up with our 5 foods. Don't say yes or no just yet.
Grilling and having a dog nearby. I
That's-
know hot dogs got to be one. A hamburger's got to be
That's
one.
what I'm thinking. Beef,
Yeah.
chicken, all the
Beef,
stuff you
chicken,
put on the grill.
pork chop. I mean, if it gets off the grill, it's down
gone.
there. They're gone.
Okay, and just to be ornery, I'm going to throw in pizza. All right, so we've got hot dogs, hamburgers, pork chops. What else we say?
Chicken.
and pizza.
From
Stacy,
the Italian.
from the Italian.
What is it, Stacy?
Well, you got one right.
Oh,
Pork
man.
is right.
Pizza.
Yes. Nope. Okay, this is the list. This is on. Of course, it's on Google or
Okay.
it's on DuckDuck. It was oatmeal, cauliflower, celery, squash, sweet potatoes, watermelon, strawberries, bananas, coconut, blueberries, pork, tuna, shrimp, oranges, mango, and pears.
Okay, so these are foods that they would not ordinarily find in the wild. So, because
No. Yeah, but they love them.
yeah,
They love
so
them.
technically, I guess they would eat beef. If they found,
Well,
See,
they
yeah.
found a dead cow.
That,
Well,
yeah, that list
the
sounded
pork.
too healthy for me. That's not something.
yeah, half of that stuff even I don't like. Stacy, wait.
Oh, me.
No, that's listen. That's very interesting, and the relationship between dogs and their owners is a really special one. And I remember reading from C.S. Lewis, who said that his opinion was that when dogs live with humans, they start to take on some human behavioral traits that they would not ordinarily have in the wild, that humans kind of humanize their dogs. And so that makes sense that the food would drift towards what people eat as well.
My favorite commercials, some of them have been people with their hair, and they find an animal that kind of looks like
yes,
them, and
I've
they
seen
go together.
the
Makes it
pictures.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Stacy. God bless you, and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for your kind words. All right, folks, we are going to take a short break here. You're listening to Trivia Friday here on the American Family Radio Network. Ed Vitagliano sitting in for Tim Wildman this week. Bert Harper and Jonathan Coker are the other professors here on the platform as we teach our students. And you teach us as well. So short break. We will return. Please join us.
It's my turn.
Here is your host for My Turn, Don Wildman.
And those who went out before and those who followed cried out, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the kingdom of our father David that is coming. Hosanna in the highest. To the east of Jerusalem, across the Kidron Valley a little more than half a mile, a Sabbath day's journey, is the Mount of Olives. From its summit, one can see the panorama of Jerusalem. Some 15 miles to the east is the Dead Sea. Many are the memories associated with this holy hill. It was from the Mount of Olives Jesus looked over Jerusalem and wept. A chapel is built on the traditional site of his weeping. It is called Dominus Flevit, which is Latin for the Lord wept. Twice in the life of Jesus we know he wept, at the death of his friend Lazarus and when he looked over the city of Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives. No doubt Jesus came often to this beautiful mount at evening when other men would go to their homes. Here, amid the grove of olive trees, he would rest. Here, in the stillness of the night, he could pray to the Father without interruption. Perhaps it was, as tradition says, on this hillside that he taught his disciples to pray what we call the Lord's Prayer. The church of the Paternoster, that is, Our Father, is built on the traditional site. Its walls contain the Lord's Prayer in more than 65 different languages. Truly, the prayer has been uttered in many times that number of languages. Located on the top of the Mount of Olives was the village of Bethphage. Here his disciples found the donkey he rode into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. The town was a probable dwelling place of Galileans, and Jesus would have been among familiar people. The Galileans were scorned by the more pious and religious citizens of Judea and Jerusalem. Down the mountainside Jesus rode that day. People along the way paved the road with palm branches and called him king. Both sides of the dusty road were lined with spectators singing praises to him. Little did they realize that in 5 days, this man who rode the donkey as a symbol of peace would be crucified by the Roman government as a revolutionary and troublemaker. What thoughts were in his mind as he rode past the Garden of Gethsemane? Were tears still flowing as he crossed the Kidron Valley and entered Jerusalem through the Golden Gate? And as he entered the temple area, did he think of turning back? Following his crucifixion and resurrection, Jesus would come back to the Mount of Olives. He would walk through its groves and remember all that had taken place on its slopes. And here on this mountainside he would be lifted up into heaven. Some 500 years later, some devout followers of his would erect the Chapel of the Ascension in memory of that magnificent event. It is a bit of irony, or perhaps the plan of providence, that on the Mount of Olives Jesus faced his darkest night in the Garden of Gethsemane and his brightest day at the site of the Ascension. The Mount of Olives reminds one of many things concerning our Lord. It was a kind of refuge away from the crowd for him. It was a place where he could be alone with his Father. We need a place like that also. It was a place of sorrow, and each of us must face that side of life. But it was also the site of his ascension, where he went to be at home with his Father. Hopefully, each of us will have our own Mount of Olives.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildman, a production of the American Family Association.
Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Matthew 19, verse 14.
American Family Radio.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky.
Okay. So you guys pranked me. All right. Brent Creeley, our producer, picks the songs. He told me it was going to be Daniel Boone. All right. You get on the mic for just a second here, Brent. Is that actually from the Three Amigos?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
My Little Buttercup is the song. But there's, if anyone has seen Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short in Three Amigos, it's one of my all-time favorite movies. There is a scene where they sing that, and Jonathan, you were talking about westerns. I guess that's technically a western, even though it's a comedy. But so you guys got me good. I was not expecting that little song, My Little Buttercup. And on the downside, thank you. Now that song is stuck in my head. Maybe I'll have to get the good, the bad, and the ugly to
there you go.
get out of my head. So
there you go.
All right, folks, it is Trivia Friday. It is first-time callers only today, 888-589-8840. If you have never gotten on the air with us for this show, this could be your day. 888-589-8840. Ed Vitagliano, Bert Harper, Jonathan Coker. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do our questions again.
Okay, here's my first question, Bible question. How many years did it take for Solomon to build the temple? It's Andrew Griffith's show question. What was one of Floyd the Barber's son's name? He had two sons. What was their names? Name one of them, and that's a good answer. And this is the one I want you to hurry and answer so I don't have to repeat it, okay? Morcha Questrius phobia is the fear of what? And again, that's from my grandson, Caleb. Mortius Questrius phobia is the fear of what?
It's the fear of questions like that.
Having to say those, yes.
All right, I have to replace. I've had two questions answered, so I'm going to have to give two new questions here. My remaining question from the original set is a true-false question. The skin of polar bears is actually black. Is that true or false? Second question. In the Bible, who said, "What is truth?" In the Bible, who said, "What is truth?" And third question, since I had an earlier Olympics question, which athlete has won the most Olympic medals? Which athlete has won the most Olympic medals? All right, Jonathan.
All right, here are my questions. Question one, Bible question. What was Paul and Silas' response to the jailer who asked them, "What must I do to be saved?" What was Paul and Silas' response to the jailer who asked them, "What must I do to be saved?" Question two, who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? And question three, Robert Leroy Parker and Harry A. Longbaugh were train robbers in the late 1800s. What was their famous nickname?
By the way, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, when I was growing up, before I reached high school probably, grades 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, that was my favorite movie, Good, Bad, the Ugly, and that was my favorite album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
I loved it. Oh,
yeah,
man, I loved it.
You can listen to that and you just feel, if you listen to that score or anything of those spaghetti westerns, you just feel more manly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You won't be more manly,
No,
but you'll
no,
feel
more manly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines and go to Arkansas and talk to Bobby. Thank you for calling, Bobby.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, I'm glad you could get through. And where are you from there in Arkansas?
I live in Greers Ferry, Arkansas.
Okay, fantastic. Well, do you want to answer, ask, or both?
I'll try to do both.
Okay, you want to answer which question?
The one about Solomon's Temple.
Okay, here it is. How many years did it take for Solomon to build the temple?
Was it not 13 years?
It is not. Let me tell you what that answer is. It took him 13 years to build his own house after he had built the temple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, let me just tell you, I am impressed that you knew that part.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
the
reading-
answer. I didn't know the
yeah.
answer to either one of those.
I'm reading through the whole Bible, and I've just got through that. And when I saw that, I said, "That's a good trivia question.
It is a good
if
question.
it ever comes up." It's not 13, but it's the answer to the wrong other question, though.
Yeah.
That's what it is, Bobby. Look, in 13 years, you'll find all this in 1 Kings 6, 7, and 8. It's pretty
Okay.
good reading. Hey, you got a question for us, Bobby?
Yes, I love the dad jokes.
Uh-oh. Thanks for warning us.
The king of the dad
All right.
jokes is not here. But
That's right.
Jonathan, you're in his seat.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
J.J.
I have
Jackson.
no doubt.
Yes. This question was originally for him.
Okay.
What is God's first name?
Howard.
Nope.
How?
How would be thy name?
How would be thy name?
Yeah, how?
Hallowed.
Hallowed.
The little boy who mispronounced.
Yeah, how?
So that's not right, Bobby. Hal.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
All right, then. Go ahead.
It's Andy.
Oh, and he walks with me, and he talks with me.
That is a JJ joke.
That is
is
a JJ. In fact, Bobby, I think JJ's told that many times.
Hey, Bobby, we'll pass that on to him in case it's not in his arsenal, which we think it is. But we appreciate that, Bobby. Thank you for calling, man.
It did make us laugh.
It did.
And the thing
needed
about
that.
JJ is that if he gets a joke, when he comes in the morning with a joke, you're going to hear it a half dozen times. You're going to hear it on his morning program. You're going to hear it in devotions. You're going to hear him stop somebody in the hallway and stop somebody in the hallway and stop somebody in the hallway. So, but he's a good sport about it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt Murphy, one of our engineers or works on the radio, he actually texted me and knew the answer to that. So, Andy.
The
yeah,
Andy.
he texted that to
man.
me. So, Matt Murphy, good job.
Man, I knew he got it too then. Hey, let's go to Arkansas. Stay in Arkansas, really, and it's Don. Don, thank you for calling. Don.
Don, you there?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't have a answer for you. I have a military question.
All right, so you have a question for us. All right. Go ahead, Don.
Military base, how many trucks are there?
How many trucks are there you mean just an average?
On a military base.
How many trucks are there at a military base?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't.
Military base.
I would think it would differ.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
I
a
would
trick
too.
question, so I think it's legit. Let me see. I have no idea.
I could guess like 200, but that's a complete guess.
Yeah. Hey, Don, I think you stumped us. What's the answer?
Only one.
One?
Only one truck?
And that's that ball on top of the flagpole.
Oh, they call the ball on top of the flagpole a truck, and there's only one.
Everything else is a vehicle.
Oh,
it was a trick.
Yeah, it was a trick.
Okay. Hey, Don, you got us, man.
Don, you sure did. That's
Amen.
good. So you're saying there's only one flagpole on every military base?
Only one. The main flagpole is that ball on top of it is called a truck.
And then vehicles are everything else that you drive around in.
Amen.
Well, Don, well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played. You got us.
Okay, Don, thank you for calling. Okay, let's go to Oklahoma. Is it Roel?
Actually, it's Rowell.
Rowell.
Okay,
Like-
Rowell,
like
thank you.
Powell, except with an R.
Okay, man. Hey, what part of Oklahoma are you from?
Well, actually, we're traveling through Oklahoma right now. We're from Dallas area, so.
Okay.
So.
Well,
yeah.
great.
Okay. Hey, I want to answer and ask.
Well, you are welcome to do that, sir. Which one do you want to try to answer?
The one with Robert Leroy Parker and Harry Longbaugh.
Oh,
right.
good.
Here's the question. Robert Leroy Parker and Harry A. Longbaugh were train robbers in the late 1800s. What was their famous nicknames?
Butch and Sundance.
Butch and
Oh,
Sundance.
I had no
Good
idea
job.
about that.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's right.
Man,
How'd you know that?
Oh, from the movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
The Western movie.
The Western movie.
Yeah.
You'd be good friends with Jonathan Coker. I tell you that. You go into his office, if it's not John Wayne or Clint Eastwood, there's no need of going in. Oh, man.
I'm surprised. Really, in his office, I'm surprised he doesn't have a coat rack in there with a 6-gun belt and 6-gun hanging up, because that's just.
I have thought about it, but I thought I better not try that in the office.
You mean this would be not a gun-free zone? We won't go there.
No.
We'll not
Do
go there.
you have one? You have a gun and a belt and 6-gun?
Well, I'm not telling all of my secrets.
Okay, all right. Well, after the show, I want to hear this.
No, I will say this to relate that to Andy Griffith real quick. My wife has picked on me because I do have several 6-guns that I have at the house, and she picks on me and calls me Barney Fife. Says you only need one bullet.
One bullet. Is it polished up or is it molded?
I swap them out every once in a while.
Yeah. Who was the? It'd actually be a good trivia question. The bank guard, remember, who had the moldy bullet?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
a shame. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good trivia.
That's
question.
it. Okay, Roel, what's your question for us?
Raul,
what's your question for us?
Well, I was thinking about a different one than the one I was going to ask. The different one I was going to ask was, why did they only shoot Floyd from one side? But the real question I wanted to ask is, boots and spurs?
Boots
familiar with boots and spurs?
Boots and spurs.
I'm wearing boots, so
Cowboys
yeah.
wear them, boots and spurs.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, little round thing that goes round and around. What is that called? There's an actual name for it.
On the spurs.
The little round thing that goes, I
that's
guess
what
they dig
actually
into
they
the
kick the
horse
horse
with.
with. I didn't know that had its own name.
I have no idea.
I don't either. Probably because I'm not a cowboy kind of guy. Jonathan's the one who should be.
Yeah,
able to
I should
answer
know
this.
that name.
All right, I think you stumped us, Raul. What's the answer to that?
Well, you just said it. It's a rowel. It's an ROWEL or ROWL.
Oh,
wow! So were you named after one?
No. Well, yeah, I was named well after one for probably several hundred years. But no, it was my grandfather's name, and it was his grandfather's name. So
okay. Wow. That's
right.
This is why this show is so
listen.
interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised that it would have its own name. But
what are all the parts of a spur?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You got to do it.
All right. Thank you, Raul. Appreciate that. Excellent. Hey, guys, let's go ahead and quickly reset our questions again before we get to the end of this particular segment.
Okay, my Bible question, it's not 13, okay? How many years did it take for Solomon to build the temple? And then my Andrew Griffith show, on the Andrew Griffith show, what was one of Floyd the barber's son's name? 2 sons are named. All you have to do is give me one of them. And then this question, again, it needs to be answered. Morcha questrius phobia is the fear of what? I'm not going to say it again.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right, my 3 questions. A true-false question. First, the skin of polar bears is actually black. Is that true or false? Second question, in the Bible, who said, what is truth? And then third question, which athlete has won the most Olympic medals? Jonathan?
All right. My first question, what was Paul and Silas' response to the jailer who asked them, what must I do to be saved? Question 2, who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? And I'm going to add one question since my other one just got answered. What date and year did the Titanic hit the iceberg that sank the ship?
Okay. Great question.
All right.
Okay, let's go back to the phone lines and go to Texas and talk to Michelle. Michelle, thank you for calling.
Hello.
Yes,
My
welcome.
other question was answered. I knew Butch Cassidy and Sundance. We watched all the westerns and have all the books.
Oh, wow. You're a Western fan as well. Did you know that
am,
question
and-
about spurs?
Yeah, we ranch. We have a lot of cattle.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Wait.
so, yeah.
Did you name any kids, Raul? Or
No,
spur?
we got stuck on K's.
Or
so,
spur.
yeah.
Okay, now hang on one second. Let me backpedal here just a little bit, Michelle. You said we have all the books. It was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was a novel first?
No, my husband, he has all the Louis L'Amour's and all the stuff, and we have all the Time Life Western books.
Oh, I
and
see.
Any kind of book we can get our hands on. It's just, if I come in the house after him, John Wayne or somebody's on, and just,
Well,
we have them all
I'll tell
memorized.
you, Pilgrim.
I've got to ask you this, Michelle. Are you from Eastern Texas or Western Texas?
Eastern.
Okay.
Is that a big thing?
Well,
in terms
the
of
further
Texas?
west you go, the more west you are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the way
Yes,
it is.
yes.
Hey, do you have a
Yes.
question or answer?
The polar bear.
All right. Michelle, here's the question. The skin of polar bears is actually black. Is that true or false?
That's true.
That is true. Well done. Yes. Well done. So do you know why they appear white?
Black is black. Just they have different layers of fur, kind of like the Pyrenees, I think.
Yeah, it's their fur reflects the sunlight and covers up, I guess, for want of a better word, the fact that their skin is actually black. So,
That's amazing.
yeah. Do you have Pyrenees, by the way?
I have had Pyrenees, but the cougars kind of like them.
Oh,
wow.
Well, we
Yeah.
had a Great Pyrenees for many years, and I love that dog. They're very unique dogs, but I understand that ranchers have them for different reasons. And sorry to hear that about the cougars. So,
Okay, what's your question for us, Michelle?
Just out of curiosity, we're doing a vacation Bible school, and do you have any idea of when they started? When Bible school started?
Okay.
Well,
I honestly don't know. I just thought
whenever
I'd ask you while I have you.
whenever they started, they are still going on. They last forever.
I know about Sunday school. That was started over in London in Sooty Alley.
Was that Moody, D.L. Moody?
No,
Dwight Moody?
but it was somebody associated
Oh,
with
okay.
him. And it wasn't really, they was teaching the boys and girls even to read and write, but they used Bible material, and they did it on Sundays, and then it expanded into what we now know, the Sunday school movement. But Vacation Bible School, I don't know. Hey, listen, I did it for 40-something years. I'm telling you what, and I love.
Hey, listen, a week long Vacation Bible School feels like a month. It impacts children.
That's right,
folks, in a great way. So don't get me wrong.
Do Vacation Bible School.
Yes.
Do it. I know a lot of kids that were saved during Vacation Bible School. Okay, Michelle, what's your question? Oh, was that it?
That was just it. That was
Okay.
it. I really didn't know, and I thought maybe y'all might know.
Okay, well, listen, you need to look that up and call us and
I
let
will.
us know,
Yeah.
okay?
I will. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, great question. Let's go to Debbie in Tennessee. Debbie, thank you for calling.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I've been trying for over a year to get through to y'all.
Well, way to go, man. Way to go. Hey, what part of Tennessee?
Well, we're out by Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is?
Beautiful area. Beautiful. I love it. Yeah. Well, do you want to answer or ask her both?
Let's do both today.
Which question do you want to answer?
What is truth?
Oh, good. All right. So in the Bible, who asked the question, what is truth? Debbie?
Pontius Pilate.
Pontius Pilate asked the famous question. I'm sure he wasn't the only one, but in the Bible he asked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Excellent answer. You have to look that up, or that's not a hard question, I think, for people who've been around the Bible for a long time. You just knew that one off the top of your head?
Well, actually, I belong to Bible Study Fellowship Group, and we just studied John this year.
Oh, all right. Okay, good. Excellent. That's what studying the Bible's for.
The question is, when he asked it, did he ask it sarcastically or did he ask it, questioning, wondering? He could have said, what is truth?
Right.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Or did he really say, what is truth?
Yeah.
We don't know which one that is.
That's right.
But we'll find out maybe one day. Hey, Debbie, you got a question for us?
Well, I was going to ask you how long it took to build the palace, but since somebody already brought that up, I have another one. How many of you are musically inclined?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I play records. We were talking about that earlier.
I touch the radio dial and it gets static. That's how bad I am.
In other words, we're terrible, Debbie, but hey, we'll take a shot at your question.
Good. So, what are the musical terms for slow and fast?
Okay, hang on a second. Don't say answer anything. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. I think it's Italian. I think the words are Italian, like staccato or something, and I think it's Italian or Latin. I can't, but I don't speak Italian, so I think that's I think I'm on the right track, but but the engine quit. So, do you guys have any idea?
I have no earthly idea. I just watch the guy. If he starts speeding up, if he slings his hand, I don't know what that means, up or down. If it goes fast, speed up. If it goes slow, slow it down.
Tempo is the only thing I can think of, but that's probably not it.
Debbie, was I even close to getting on the right road here, or what?
Well, I'm impressed that you said staccato, first off, because that actually is an articulation term on how the note is played, but it's not the right answer.
Oh, okay. So listen. Okay. I was blindly flailing around and I hit something, so I didn't swing and miss.
Well, you heard it somewhere, and that was it's impressive that you picked that up. Okay, let's say that.
All right.
So, So slow, just basic slow, is adagio, and fast is allegro.
So those are Italian words, right?
I hope so.
They sounded
because I think it comes from like operas.
Yeah.
And so say the words again.
Adagio.
Okay.
And allegro.
All right. Well, I'm going to take your word for it, Debbie.
I'll give her an A. Okay.
I give her an A. That's right.
Do you think we got time for one more?
Thank you, Debbie. God bless you and have a great weekend. Yeah, let's try to get one more in.
Okay. Doris from Texas. Thank you, Doris.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes. What part of Texas are you from, Doris?
I am from Central Texas in a little town called Jarrow.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, do you want to answer or ask or both?
I would like to do both, please.
Well, which question?
I would like to take one of Ed's question, the one about the Olympics.
Okay. Here's the question. And by the way, I'm going to have to add questions because this is going to be my fifth question answered. I'm going to have to make these harder. All right, Doris, here's the question. Which athlete has won the most Olympic medals? What do you say?
I believe it was Michael Phelps in swimming.
It is. Michael Phelps, 28 gold medals.
28.
Can you believe
Man.
that?
Yeah.
Surely he's not going to compete in Paris, is he?
Oh, no, I think he's done.
Okay,
He's been done for a number of years.
Good.
Doris, are you an Olympics fan, or did you just know that as a matter of general interest, or what?
Well, it was one I knew. The lady before me got the one with Pontius Pilate, so I wanted to answer that one. So I was scrambling for another one.
Okay, all right.
You did good. What's your question for us?
Thank you. Okay. The French explorer La Salle, his ship ran aground in Matagorda Bay in Texas in 1686, and it was found and excavated and restored 300 years later in 1995 and 96. What was the name of the ship?
Wow. LaSalle. So it would be a French?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I've already struck out on the Italian answers.
How do you say French? How do you say wreck in French? You know?
Yeah. Hey, there's the music, Doris. You've stumped us. There's no way we're coming up with this answer, but I think that's fascinating that they've actually found the ship and were able to excavate it. What's the answer?
Oh, it's wonderful. Right now, it's at the Bob Bullock Museum in Austin, and the name of the ship was the La Belle.
LaBelle. Named after a lady, I guess. LaBelle?
LaBelle, I think.
LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle, maybe.
Patti LaBelle, that's it.
All right, Doris, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. All right, folks, we're going to take a 5-minute break for news. If I'm not mistaken, the next person we have up is Dan, who's calling from Rome, Italy. We'll find out. You'll have to join us to see.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio.
So I found a dress for the party. Awesome. Not really. I went to try it on, but Emma, there was a man in there. A man? I told customer service, but they said it's our policy. What?
Target allows men into women's restrooms and changing areas. The American Family Association is calling for a boycott of Target until they reverse this misguided policy. Sign the pledge at afa.net.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh. Former President Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 felony counts by a jury in New York City. The leading presidential candidate says the people who did this are evil, and this case is much bigger than just Donald Trump.
I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important, far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen in the future. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. If they can do this to me, they can do this to anyone. And these are bad people. These are, in many cases, I believe, sick people.
Fox News legal advisor Carrie Urbon says this shows the power that some prosecutors have.
And I would just like to read a little excerpt from Robert Jackson's speech. He was the Attorney General in the 1940s, and he delivered this to the U.S. attorneys describing the capacity for abuse. This is what he said. If the prosecutor is obliged to choose his cases, it follows that he can choose his defendants. Therein is the most dangerous power of the prosecutor, that he will pick people that he thinks he should get, rather than pick cases that need to be prosecuted. With the law books filled with a great assortment of crimes, a prosecutor stands a fair chance of finding at least a technical violation of some act on the part of almost anyone. In such a case, it is not a question of discovering the commission of a crime and then looking for the man who has committed it. It is a question of picking the man and then searching the law books or putting investigators to work to pin some offense on him.
Former prosecutor Trey Gowdy says he's worried about the future of our justice system.
Alvin Bragg did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to go after a person. Prosecutors, good prosecutors don't go after people, they go after crimes. What he didn't say is the verdict's only as good as the information that led up to the verdict. So if you have a judge that donated to the defendant's political rival, when you have evidentiary rulings that really baffle most of the lawyers that were sitting in the courtroom. I was there for 4 days. I have seen pro-prosecution judges. I've benefited from them. I've never seen a judge or a set of jury instructions that were essentially a roadmap toward a conviction.
President Biden is yet to address the criminal conviction, but Jackie Heinrich reports his campaign has begun fundraising off of it.
Warning that Trump supporters are energized by it. An email this morning reads, convicted felon or not, Trump will be the Republican nominee for president. But there is one other certainty. As you read this, Donald Trump's supporters are fired up and likely setting fundraising records for his campaign. Biden shared similar fundraising note on his personal Twitter account last night.
June is not just for weddings and filthy homosexual pride parades, according to this report from Charlie Butts.
This year it's going to count for something different and very important. The Ruth Institute is declaring this Sunday Ex-Gay Visibility Day to draw attention to the numerous individuals who have left the alphabet lifestyle. Spokeswoman Dr. Jennifer Morris tells AFN they've done extensive research.
And if you ask the question, how many people are gay and have always been gay, there's a certain number for that. And then you ask the question, how many people today describe themselves as heterosexual, but at one time had some aspect of a homosexual or lesbian identity? And what you find out is that there are more ex-gays than there are gays.
And that further proves that people are not born homosexual. So society needs to focus on those who have left the lifestyle.
you've got many, many people who have, in fact, journeyed away from some kind of gay identity, who are, for all practical purposes, living heterosexual lives, married to opposite-sex partners, fathering children, being mothers to children.
And the stories need to be told, especially to encourage others that it is possible, and has been done by millions of people. I'm Charlie Butts.
The U.S. economy grew at a sluggish 1.3% annual pace from January through March, the weakest quarterly rate since the spring of 2022. For American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh.
In a world where the culture uses media to promote an anti-biblical worldview, one studio dares to uphold a godly standard. American Family Studios. Encouraging audiences around the world with animation, video, and audio that advances the Christian worldview. Through films like Summer Snow, documentaries like A Time to Speak, and more for everyone in the family. Find out how they can impact your family's lives. Visit AmericanFamilyStudios.net today.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
And welcome back. It is first-time callers today here on Trivia Friday. That means if you have never been on the air with us, today could be your day. Call in at 888-589-8840. Ed Vitagliano, Bert Harper, and Jonathan Coker are your professors here for Learning University. All right, guys, let's reset our questions again. We have to. I know we just did kind of a little bit before the break, but I've got to add some questions here. All mine have been answered. So go ahead and start us off, Bert.
Here it is. They've taken a stab at it, but didn't get it right. How many years did it take for Solomon to build the temple? And 13 is not the answer. The Andrew Griffith Show question is, on that show, what was one of Floyd the barber's son's name? Two names, two sons are mentioned. All you have to do is get one of them. And then this shows you, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Okay? I'll add to the challenge.
I'm not, apparently.
Okay, my fifth grade, going into sixth grade, I give him credit, okay? Grandson came up with this, and here it is. Morcha questrius phobia is the fear of what? And I only say that one time.
I don't blame you. All right, I'm going to add two questions. First question, in what year did Facebook launch? In what year did Facebook launch? And then second question, what contestant won the first season of American Idol? All right, Jonathan.
Okay. All right. Question one, what was Paul and Silas's response to the jailer who asked them, what must I do to be saved? Question two, who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? And then my last question, what date and year did the Titanic hit the iceberg that sank the ship?
Okay, as promised, we go to Dan in Rome, Italy. Dan, are you really in Rome, Italy, and not Rome, Georgia?
Really, we are in Rome, Italy. Actually, we're on our honeymoon.
Wow. All right. So,
and you're taking time out to call trivia. You're a good man, Dan.
Oh, yeah. Can't miss this show.
We need that one marked up.
All right, Dan, before we go any further, I've got to ask this question. You're in Rome, Italy. Is there a Dollar General nearby?
I'm surprised we have not found one.
All right, Dan, we're not going to – normally we ask our callers, where are you calling from in Texas or where are you calling from in Georgia? But you're calling from Rome, Italy. We're very impressed.
That's got to be a first.
That is a first as far as I know. All right.
I was thinking it might be the longest distance. But I do feel outnumbered because I've only found one Baptist church here.
But I bet it's a doozy, though. I'll bet that's one good Baptist church. All right, Dan, you want to ask, answer, or do both, brother?
I like to do both.
All right, which one you want to answer?
How old was Noah when the flood waters started?
Okay, that's his question.
That's his question for us. All right. Don't say anything, Dan. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. Guys, any ideas?
100 years to build it, right?
Yeah.
And
how old is he? I have no
20?
idea. I would just be throwing numbers out, and there's a lot of numbers probably between
200 years.
I'm going to say 769. All right, Jonathan.
Okay.
Pick a number between
he
0
was
and
older
1,000
than 2.
and 969.
157.
All right. Who's the closest, Dan? Well, no one got right on it. So.
Well, actually, he was an old guy. He was 600 years old.
All right. So I said
but you went over. So
I went over. Yes.
Dan, way to
the
go.
rule.
Hey, there's so many numbers in the Bible that God named one of the books that.
Yes.
I mean,
that's right. All right. What did you want to answer? One of the questions we had.
Yes. When did the Titanic hit the iceberg?
All right.
All right. So, Jonathan.
My question was, what was the date and year did the Titanic hit the iceberg that sank the ship?
Well, I was thinking the year, but I don't really have the month and day.
Well, we'll
but I
give
think
you
it
at
was
least half credit
1912.
if you.
All right.
We'll give
How
you
about
half credit.
1912.
1912. That is correct.
That is correct.
Yeah.
1912.
Excellent.
Way to go,
Yeah.
man. Woo.
Outstanding.
All right. Dan, you made our day. Well, all our callers did. They made our day. But calling from Rome, Italy on your honeymoon, I'm just going to say that's extraordinary.
Yeah, Tim and JJ is going to hear about it from us.
Yes.
And we're on.
That's right.
All right, Dan, have a blessed time overseas, and try to go to church. If you found a Baptist church, try to go this Sunday.
Or if you find a Dollar General, let us know one way or the other.
Take a picture of yourself in
Amen,
front
Dan.
of it.
Okay,
All right, thank you, Dan.
Let's go to Arkansas and talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, thank you for calling.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. What part of Arkansas are you from, Jeremy?
I'm from Jacksonville, Arkansas.
Okay, yes. Well, thank you.
Right near Little Rock.
That's east of Little Rock?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. No, I've seen the sign several times.
Driving through.
Hey, you got a question or you want to answer? Which one? Or both?
I want to answer a question.
Okay, which question?
How long did it take to build Solomon's temple?
Okay, that you've asked the question. How long did it take for Solomon to build the temple?
7 years.
Woo! Yeah,
he got it.
Yes,
He got
7 years it was. And again,
All right.
you'll find that in 1 Kings 6. It's great.
Yeah.
And then I was telling you
Yeah,
about
I've been studying through the Book of Kings.
Okay. Yeah, hey, it's a great study. And if you want to be blessed, read Solomon's prayer of dedication to the temple.
Right.
It will bless you, and you'll want to pray that for our country. I can tell you that
Amen.
right now. Hey, Jeremy, did you know that just off the top of your head, or are you studying it, you said?
I looked it up, but I'm reading through the Bible from cover to cover, and I just got the Chronicles, so I just read that part. It didn't really soak into my mind, but I looked it up.
Yeah, well, you did good. Do you have a question
Hey,
for
I
us?
wanted to give a quick testimony. No, I wanted to just give a quick testimony.
Go right ahead,
I've been
brother.
listening to you guys for 5 years now, and I was like worse than the prodigal son. I have kids. I wasn't part of their life. I was on drugs. And my mom and dad finally took me back in after years, and they let me use their car to go to work, and they had it on y'all's radio station. And I've been listening for 5 years now. I'm drug-free. God called me into the ministry, and you guys are a big part of that, and I wanted to thank y'all very much for it.
Oh, Jeremy, hang
I
on.
listen to you all day long.
Amen. Hang on. Don't you hang up. Praise God, guys.
Amen. Amen.
That's one of her purposes on a purpose statement.
Yep.
Listen, if you'll give Cindy your address, we want to give you, since you listen that often, we want to send you a mug, an AFR travel mug. Would that be okay, Jeremy?
Thank you. That would be amazing.
Okay.
All right. So, Jeremy, we're going to put you on hold, brother. Thank you for sharing that. And Cindy Roberts is going to get your information, and we will send you a travel mug. Guys, this is
I was going to say
several times.
Yeah, I know I was super nervous about being on here just because of being nervous and talking, but man, I'm thankful that I got to be on this show to hear
Yeah.
this from
Is
the
this
listeners.
Exploring
This is
the
awesome.
Word or is this trivia?
Yeah,
Friday?
this is awesome.
On Exploring the Word, I'm not just saying this.
No,
we
no.
get to hear testimonies like Jeremy's quite often. And but praise God for those parents that have the radios.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the mechanic? Every time he does a car, he sets all of them to the AFR.
Yes,
that's his ministry.
Yeah. Oh, listen, that just I can't tell you how that just has blessed me on a couple of 2 or 3 occasions today.
Praise God.
Where we have gotten these testimonies, and folks, I know this is it's a show, it's a fun show. But it really does bless us. That's why I say this twice a year when we have Share-a-thon, that I love the listener testimonies.
My favorite.
Because we get to hear on this side of the microphone how God is using this ministry to touch lives. So,
Amen.
wow. Woo. All right.
Okay.
Revival right here.
Hey, right here. Okay. Let's go to West Virginia and talk to Rick. Okay, Rick, what part of West Virginia are you from?
Southern West Virginia, Bluefield, West Virginia.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is. Been through there. And you want to answer, ask, or both?
I'd like to do both, sir.
Okay, which question?
I want to go with the date of the question about when was Facebook launched.
All right. In what year did Facebook launch, Rick? What do you say?
2004.
2004 is correct.
Way to go, Rick. Man, did you automatically know that?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
okay.
I'm old enough. I remember that one.
Okay, that's sort of like where were you at 9/11? Something like something.
Facebook launch.
Yeah. Hey, Rick, you have a question for us?
Yes, sir. What city in the United States is known as nature's air-conditioned city, since we're sort of in air conditioning season now?
We've been that way in Mississippi for 2 months now.
Yes. and we are showing up in it, not leaving it.
We're in it now. Air-conditioned city. I wonder if that's because they make a lot of them there, or because
I bet that's
cool. I better not name them all, but where are they made?
Is Carrier made in Illinois?
Seemed like it's up that way, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I think you're right. I was going to try to guess some city on one of the coasts.
That's what I was thinking.
But the air where they make the air conditioner. All right. I don't know. Do you guys have a guess?
Hey, I'll say Springfield, Illinois. What is it, Rick?
It is my hometown, Bluefield, West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, I thought maybe it would be West Virginia since he's from West Virginia. Rick is. But why is, you said Bluefield?
Bluefield. It's in southern West Virginia, right on the southwest of Southwest Virginia, right on the border. And it's known for its pleasant temperature, low temperatures, and low humidity through the summer months.
Well, you guys were right.
Well, I'm moving there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You better move over because here I come.
John Denver needs to add a line to his song. Country roads, West Virginia, air-conditioned city. Hey, Rick.
So Bluefield, West Virginia is called air-conditioned city? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's known as nature's air-conditioned city. Yes.
Okay.
Rick,
wow.
Thank you, man. That was fun to find out. Let's go to Georgia. Jack, thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
Well, what part of Georgia are you from, Jack?
Sylvester, Georgia.
Oh, man. I've been there.
Side.
Yeah, I've been there about 5 or 6 times.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
the big city of Sylvester.
Yeah. It's a great town.
Love it. No place in Georgia is going to be called air-conditioned city. No. Not during the summer.
It was the peanut capital, though.
Georgia.
Worth County, where it's at.
Where the town is.
Yeah, man, they raise peanuts. They used to process them a lot. Am I right, Jack?
The Peanut Festival is actually out of in Sylvester.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
All right. Okay.
Well, you want to answer, ask, or both?
Both.
Okay. Which question you want to answer?
I'll answer the American Idol question.
Okay. All right. Well, why not? Why not, Jack? This will be like 8 questions answered. I'm not giving any more. You know what? These questions are hard to find. All right. What contestant won the first season of American Idol, Jack?
I believe that was Kelly Clarkson.
It was.
Woo,
Kelly
yes.
Clarkson.
Wow.
So I have 7, only 7 questions.
Well, I'll let you borrow mine about.
I don't want to pronounce that either, especially since I may have that phobia. All right, Jack, what's your question for us?
What is the only NFL team to lose 4 Super Bowls in a row to the NFL East Division?
I think that's
all right. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. Don't say anything, Jack. Buffalo Bills?
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
All right, we're going to go with Buffalo Bills, Jack.
Yes, sir.
That's how
Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys twice.
Yeah.
So who else besides the Cowboys and the Redskins? You say another team?
The Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Okay.
They were, if I'm not mistaken, the Giants were the first one.
That's right. And beat them because the Buffalo Bills kicker missed the field goal, wasn't it?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Are you a Bills fan?
No, I'm a Cowboys fan. That's how I know.
So you're wanting to rub it in. That's what you're doing.
We destroyed the Bills in those 2 Super Bowls.
Those are the 2 that Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith won, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. But wasn't it didn't the Bills have the same quarterback? I forgot his
name. Yeah, it was
name.
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Yeah.
And he became a Christian.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly was in the class. I think Dan Marino.
Yeah, I
Jim
think you're
Kelly.
right.
Was it Joe Montana?
I'm not sure about
Montana, but I think that's right about Marino.
This past year, they had a lot drafted, but that was the year of major quarterbacks.
And that was a good Buffalo Bills team.
Yeah, it was.
That was a really good team. That first one was super close. I remember, Jack, I was a youth pastor, and we had a Super Bowl party, and we were watching that. And I can remember. I remember the person's home that was hosting it, the living room, the way it was set up, because it was such a close game.
Yeah, and I think by that fourth one, I know I was a kid, but I was rooting for them by the time they got to the fourth one. I was
because
like,
it was such a
please
sad.
let those guys win this time.
Come on. Okay, hey, Jack, thank you for calling, man, from Sylvester, Georgia. Let's go to Mississippi and talk to William. William, thank you for calling. William.
William, are you there?
Okay.
William, we're sorry, brother. I hope you don't have your phone on mute.
Okay.
All right, we're going to have to go.
Okay, let's go to Alabama and talk to Justin. Justin, thank you for calling.
Hey, Bert. I got to talk to Alex last time. I'm a first-time caller on this show, but I would be honest and say I have called before. Oh no, but it was a different show. Does that count?
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good, Justin. We will not hang up on you. We're going to keep you online, Justin. You're good.
Right on.
Hey, what part of Alabama, Justin?
Tuscaloosa, Roll Tide.
Oh man, woo, Big T.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
I know. At least I love hockey. Anyway,
well, that's a long-time listener there. He knows all about us.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to ask?
And I also
go ahead.
Also, Oilers fan as well. But anyways, I guess I'm going to ask because I think most of the questions have pretty much been answered.
Oh no,
and,
haven't been. Let me rewind for just a second, Justin. Did you say you're a hockey fan and you follow the Edmonton Oilers?
I do like the Oilers. I mean, I like the Bruins. I like the Blues.
You're my kind of guy. All right.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So ask, answer, or both, Justin?
I guess I'm going to ask, and it's going to be like, I guess, a riddle. I've known it for like a long time. Maybe you've heard it. We'll see.
Okay.
If we're out in the desert, it's a sandy desert, and there's this bird, and it's got to survive, and there's just a little bit of water in a glass Coca-Cola bottle. All right, it's stuck in the ground. It's tilted. There's water at the bottom, and he's got to get his beak. He can't get his beak down in the hole. How is he going to get that water out of that Coke got that Coke bottle to be able to drink it.
Woo, man. All right, we're going to talk
in the desert.
Justin, we're going to talk amongst ourselves here, so don't say yes or no. Well, so what? Maybe does he tip it over?
Maybe he has a straw with him. I don't
straw?
know.
That's what I came up with. That's the best I can do.
Straw.
Does he have a straw in his pocket? Yes.
Does the bird have a pocket?
If it was a woodpecker, it would stick its tongue down in there and get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
You
They
know,
do.
because
they have that long,
they go
retractable.
Was it a woodpecker, Justin?
The bird wasn't really specified, but that was really good. That was pretty clever. I don't know. That may be another bird, but this bird here, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, go ahead and give us the answer.
Okay. Yeah, it's he put sand in that bottle until it rose the water up high enough to the level to get to it.
Okay.
All right, so it sounds like this bird is smart enough to find a quarter and put it in a Coke machine.
It sounds like a Far Side. Yeah, did y'all ever Gary Larson's Far Side?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Far
Yeah.
Side. It sounds like something Gary Larson came up
Hey,
with.
now I will say this, Justin. That reminds me, just when you said that, I have actually seen a video on Facebook someone posted of, I think it was a crow, could not reach the water in a jar that was on a ledge, window ledge, and put this crow, I saw it with my own eyes, put rocks in it until it raised the level of the water to where you could drink it.
Wow.
So I take it back.
True
there are
story.
some smart birds. True
Smart
story.
birds. Hey.
All right, Justin, you have that was your question.
That was his question.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
Justin.
so much. Let's go to Louisiana and talk to Roland. Roland, thank you for calling.
You have a.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're on.
You're on, Roland.
I'd like to answer.
Which one?
Which one?
Is it a question about Paul and Silas still?
Yes, sir. That question has not been answered. All right, here's the question. What was Paul and Silas' response to the jailer who asked them, "What must I do to be saved?"
Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ.
That is correct.
Oh, Roland, you know what that sound means?
I want something.
You're right.
That's right.
You did.
Tell him, Bert. what he's
Okay,
won.
you have won an AFR travel mug, good for cold or hot, and you can put it in right there beside you, and you can have it, either drink or sip or put a straw in it. Either way, if you're a bird, and
Put sand in it.
Yeah, you put sand in it. It wouldn't soak it up. I mean,
Right.
you know, but you need to stay online, Roland, so we can get your address
I
and
got
send
one
you this
thing.
mug.
I want to get one thing I want to tell you.
What now?
I got one thing I want to tell you.
Go ahead.
All right.
About 1936, I'm calling from Baton Rouge.
Okay.
LSU won a national championship track and field championship that year with 5 team members. And one of them went ahead to go to the Olympics and won a gold medal that Owens didn't get. And you know what that was?
I do not.
I don't know.
It was the hurdles.
Okay.
Hurdles. He didn't get that one. This guy from Baton Rouge got it.
Okay. All right. Well, Roland, hey, listen, I'm going to put you on hold, and then Cindy Roberts is going to get your information, and we will send you the AFR travel mug. And we're proud that you were able to win it. You didn't know what you'd won, but you knew that kind of sound meant you'd won something. Sorry, it's not a brand new car, but it is a stainless steel travel mug. So congratulations to Roland, and you have a good weekend, brother. All right, we are just about out of time. So, Brother Bert, what questions do you have remaining?
Okay, I got 2 of my originals, not even stabbed for. Let me give you this. The Andy Griffith Show, Floyd, the barber, had 2 sons' names mentioned. One was Norman, and the other one, we don't ever see him. We just hear refer to him. And the other one, you actually see him, and his name is Randall, and he's in the Gossiping Men, and Randall plays the saxophone while Floyd's foot is going up and down.
All right.
And then that famous question, Morcus Questiusphobia, is the fear of ketchup.
The fear of ketchup?
The fear of ketchup.
Afraid of
Caleb,
ketchup.
thank you. You are Nobody is smarter than my fifth grade son.
All my questions have been answered. All my tons of questions. What do you got left?
I had one question left, and that was who composed the musical score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? And the answer is Ennio Morricone.
Ennio Morricone.
He did a lot of
Good, the
spaghetti
bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
All right, folks, that is all the time we have for this edition of Trivia Friday. Thank you for joining us, and there is more great programming directly ahead on American Family Radio. Lord willing, we'll be back. Tim Wildman will be back in the captain's chair for today's issues on Monday. You all have a wonderful weekend. God bless you.
We live in a day when America's families are under attack like never before.
Buddy Smith, Senior Vice President of the American Family Association.
The war against biblical principles rages on numerous fronts. The internet, Hollywood, Washington, D.C., America's